Welcome to the closing stream right before we get our 3-day weekend. Hopefully, you guys have some fun things planned. I know I do already. That's right. I already have plans to maybe go swimming, right? Finally, those pools are open right, Noah. Let's have some good times, okay? Now, let's not take any plays that are going to potentially ruin that weekend or turn a good weekend, flip back right into a bad week. We don't want that. So make sure to be paying attention to that position size and all those good things. We do have some things to talk about as I was just moseying my way through Twitter and saw a little something that someone had analyzed, and I'll read it off to you guys in a little bit. But for the day, the reason that I'm coming on now is, well, I really wanted to wait just a little bit longer to look at a few other things, but for the time being, we can see some good things. We can see the ones that we were paying attention to this morning, right? We can see the ones that we're paying attention to this morning. DJT, nice, trying to do what it's got to do. We see SoFi, nice, trying to do what it's got to do. But always look at this, not able to take this back at the moment. So we could see something like, oopsie. Then we see what happens. I'm still paying attention to something like 1280 down here. SoFi Palantir, look at that guy. Bam. Pretty good. Needs to take back the whole thing, but pretty good. This is solid buyers coming in. We can see if those buyers step in to project us higher, higher, no pathway down as of right now. We would like to make a new high here for the 30-minute to show that going to the upside. For the SPY, the reason that I was coming on just now was overall I see us in a slightly risky spot. We finally see a break here that does matter. Just a very slight one. We could work this off real quick. So what I think is going on here for the day is you're kind of seeing that day to burn out all of those puts. People who wanted to hang on to those puts throughout the day, right? I think they're going to kind of burn those to worthless. And then if we're going to see a drop, it'll probably be like next week if we're going to see it. If we're able to see a drop like now with the structure here, it would make sense, right? Boom, boom. Uh-oh. Go up here, reject, head down, convince people to short again, and then we'll have to figure our stuff out down in these type of areas towards 578. I think that would be fantastic. For really watching like our 30-minute time frame like we like to, we would say there's not really the best 30-minute divergence going on here. We do notice that this is not really showing up for your MACD. On your RSI, you do have that slight upward movement. So you have a chance here where you could see that 2-hour reaction up to go retest these sellers again next week. We'll see what happens. And this is where I wanted to talk about the comment. And look at this. If we can figure it out, we got to figure it out. The 5 minutes still positive. So we can still figure this out. If we want to keep burning all the puts all day long, make them kind of worthless, right? Worthless, then we tank it down to convince everyone to buy more of those puts, and then we just spike right back up. That would be very interesting for this market for the time being. Looking for that moment, and this looks like one of the moments we could see it, so I'm just paying attention. One thing I wanted to point out, someone was reading into the Besant speech that went on, and I didn't watch it personally, but I just saw a few people mentioning this on Twitter, talking about how everyone's kind of ignoring the fact that they're supposed to release good news about tariffs over the next, like, I don't know, I think it's like 2 weeks. And that had me kind of thinking, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself, just going, interesting. Are they going to run this thing to go test that 6,000? Because if you really look at daily scales and we hold here, even your indicators would suggest like, hey, you're not necessarily like bearish yet. I think your 30 minutes a different story. Your 30 minutes like saying, yeah, you're bearish, but it has that potential like divergence on the RSI. Your 2 hours saying like, hey, we're getting that bearish point, but look how close I am to the center line. If the 2 hour crosses up here, what can we see? We can see a new high. And we have that shortened trading week next week. So it'll be very interesting to see, do we get some kind of run up here to go up to that 6,000 price? Kind of strange, but that is on the table. And if you see that kind of blow out the water, we can head up for a while and then experience a daily pullback. I don't know what would cause this towards the middle of June, I would say. But that is something I'm paying attention to at this moment. I'm really just reading into it like, okay, so they're pretty much flat out, at least, I need to double check and probably watch the speech myself. But for the time being, it seems like people are like, at least people who are reading into what Besant is saying, and Besant's kind of the one you trust, they're kind of suggesting that we're supposed to get potential trade news over the next couple of weeks. So we'll see. You're still not paying out like 0 DTE calls very well. You're still not paying out those calls very well. Because of a lot of these type of moments, like, you know, you get the higher low, then you rip up, and this should be like a good potential to potentially squeeze here. And then you see this roll, and we actually take out the buyers. So people might start to short there. And then right when they do, they go like this, right? They just pump that thing up. So that's what I think. And for the day, you're like, why aren't they letting the calls be worthless? Because overall, people in the beginning of the day were towards the put side. So they're more worried about the puts paying out than the calls at this point. And people were very bearish, I think, at the open. Bearish at the open again. Okay, see, there's the rejection. I'm wondering if we reject from here and we get something nasty. I actually would say that something nasty now might lead into positivity later on if we don't make a new low today. Like by positivity later on, I mean next week. And that's why I'm reading into the Besant comments. Does anyone have that, by the way? Tariffs, 90 days, like poor Apple. Oh, yeah, and then the 90-day thing. We have to look at that. Poor Apple. I think Apple made a new low, like recently. No, not necessarily. It's just playing around with these buyers. Apple says we should definitely continue. That's what Apple says. Apple's going to need some freaking news. I'm not. I trade Apple all the time, man. I like trading Apple. I really don't feel like I've traded Apple that much lately, though. I need to get back to my Apple trades. I'm still looking at SoFi, though. I'm going to have SoFi up on my other screen this whole time. SoFi not losing the level you really need to lose to get there, but I just think it would be interesting for SoFi to get that flash sell kind of moment where it just wipes out everyone's stops who go long. And then by the end of the day, we end up seeing like, oh, bink. And then we just see like a 12.80 or a 12.96, $13, like a tag in there. I think that'd be interesting. I would love for that to happen, but I would also love for it to burst through, make the new high. 2 hour could turn down on gold. I'd kind of agree with you there. You have 30-minute divergence. You're reaching the top end. I wouldn't be expecting full reversal there as you're back into that range for GLD. If you didn't notice, some people are paying attention to this 30-minute for GLD and saying, okay, there's definitely something going on here. You have equal highs for the divergence. So that just tells me don't expect something to take you past this low again. How you got past that low again was to reject from right there. Just see that go down. But you saw our drawing. How does it build back? You get past that center and then you go up. So now what should you expect? Well, most of the time you would just say, okay, where did the buyers come in? Buyers came in here. We get excited. Get there. Okay. Buyers came in here. We get excited. Come back into those buyers. Fail. Okay. So for now, I would say I'd be looking right down in here. If you wanted to, you could pull up that zone. And this kind of says like gold is trying to go back to bullish. And you can see the rejection very heavily right here. Right there. So gold's interesting. It's breaking out of the zone to the upside now. So if you wanted to break down, it was boom, boom. If you wanted to break up, it was get past it, come up, show that you can get price outside. Now you look for oops. It could just go oops or oops and then turn back up. You're seeing a lot of gaps here too, so it's troublesome. JP Morgan as well with a 30-minute divergence here. Pretty damn significant as well, testing those highs. Still looking for a moment where we can see like, oh no, short it, guys, and then it just turns back up on the shorter time frames. But for the SPY, you're noticing we're seeing hesitation, okay? So I'm not necessarily inclined to believe that this is a good thing right now. Like, right, we see how the game is changing on this 5-minute. Here's that low. We see this come below that just barely. So now you're running into this problem where you could see this. The only way you know you're going higher now is new high. Like you have to see a new high here. This is a troublesome spot for the SPY where it can start to pull down either into here or I would say all the way down, maybe into this wick. If you start to lose that, you start to open doors to more downside. We don't necessarily want to open those doors. We just want to tap into here. Like if you kind of mark off the morning for a zone, you can go like, okay, I want that. Something like this right in here. So, I mean, squeeze it if you want. That's kind of a better thing. We can hold price better if we squeeze. I'm still inclined to look for like 15-minute divergence at this point. Bitcoin looks interesting from the 2-hour perspective. A lot of good wicks coming in here into those buyers. Very nice here. Go into it. See if you can curl up this MACD and Bitcoin can keep going. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on do you think that them just signaling like, hey, you should get some tariff deals over the next couple of weeks, does that kind of make you in your head just go like, huh, that's weird. We just saw something really bearish. Everyone's telling me to freak out. But is it actually like good? You know? The 95% move you tagged right at the open. 575.88. It's hot, yeah, and Vito actually brings up a good point, right? Kind of a sketchy weekend. You could probably just like wait for breakouts, see a pullback if you want to like see if that's going to be continued news from them. And then I don't know what worrisome thing is there for June, but now the way that this price has really worked itself out now, we might head into something bad in like late June if we get the pump. What if good news comes out over the weekend and the market goes up? What if it doesn't come out? Then it goes down. That's just not something to worry about. You should be comfortable with your position size, the price that you buy at, the time that you give for that to expire. You have no idea if good or bad news is coming over the weekend, but the way that they were wording it, I need to watch the Besant speech, but the way that they were wording it was like pretty much he said or has said, expect, we would say potential deals. So we'll say good news over the next few weeks. And I'm like, damn, does that mean we have to go down until we get the good news? Or are people going to start to price in good news and then we sell that good news with some bad news as far as like, maybe that's when the 90-day tariffs shape up. Stonks only go up. I kind of agree with you. I see sell-off in that's why I'm weirded out by the June sell-off. I kind of see sell-off in the later stages of July going into August, like a more correction-like sell-off again. But this could be another dip moment. It genuinely can. SPY not showing way higher right now, though, so this might be a downward move. I would rather see a downward move now than at 30 minutes before close. I think we will... I think we'll fill the SPY gap. But that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to read into like the actual like comms of like when to see good news and things like that. Because you're not confirming a daily down right now. You're just dinking off the 200. We've seen this plenty of times. Or not necessarily with the 200, but times where you're like, oh, we're gonna cross, and then or we even cross, and then it just whips back up. I'm just looking at this 2-hour right by the center line. If that thing ever confirms up, you're thinking what? If these sellers fail, it's up. It's like, it's possibly getting up to, well, where would we look? Let's see. Yeah, you could see a continued move to these guys. 605s. That'd be crazy. And the 605s might show up. Maybe we fail the all-time high moves. Yeah, watch for the roll. You do have structure for the roll now. I'm not 0 DTing anything, especially on anything today. It's just rough. If anything, I'm only looking a month out. You guys know that. Okay, thank you for the quote. What everyone should focus on is a deal with UK. I would expect several big deals in the next couple. Clears throat. We also did a 90-day pause on China. Good talks with Drake. He's really setting you up. Yeah, he's really setting it up. And if we see a sell-off now into 3:30, well, for me, 30 minutes before the close. I'll be interested to see what happens, because this is how you roll lower, though. So it's a risky time. If I was scaling into anything, I'd treat it that way. I'm scaling in. Scaling in and looking for lower prices and giving myself a bunch of time, if not just doing shares. Did I put 2? Did I really put 2-day weekend? Am I an idiot? Am I el stupido? Did I not put 3? I meant to put 3. God dang it, 2-day weekend. Freaking idiot. I'm so dumb sometimes. At least I'm not dumb about this roll. The only thing that holds you up is this wick. If this wick has anything to say about it, but I think you're going to see they're going to hunt for stops for calls now. So what you were saying about like, why don't they ever attack the calls? They do. Once the calls start to grow, they attack all the stops and they take out all your stops. And then you see one random bar down, or a few, like on a 5-minute, you'll see like 3 or 4, kind of like here, like right here. Oh, breakout above the high. I'm going long. I'm going long, and I'm going to move my stop up to here. Okay, we're going to wipe out all those stops. Where'd the buyer step in? I'll put my stop right there. Okay, we're going to wipe out all those stops. Kind of like that, but on a bigger scale here. You might see like, wham. That'd be interesting. I'd be down. Let me change my freaking title because I'm an idiot. Go live button. I think that's faster. Edit. God dang, don't be stupid. 3-day weekend. 3-day weekend. If you ain't got any plans, hey, that course is 80% off. Only for another week, guys. Only for a week to get the full technical analysis one. Hey, we dipped down in that wick. We're trying to hold it. Obviously, swing trading, if you're real new, try the swing trading one. It's only $50. What are you guys doing this weekend? Like, this is the sketchy part, is this is exactly how you break down. You keep crashing to get down to here, right? We talked about this. You do this, you go up, you break it. Then you break this, you go up, you break it. The only thing that's fishy is you got a lot of stocks with like that 30-minute divergence right now saying like, we want to go retest this at least before falling again. Maybe that's what's going to take place. You know, you never know with that stuff. Maybe it's going to be like rip, set up the lower high, then you tear down. Like this is some kind of A, B, C type thing. Just kind of grind it up through that week. Show it into those sellers again, and then sell that thing off. That is possible. You need to see new highs. So if you're like dabbling in here with buys, you look for rejection up towards 585 again. Maybe a little higher, 590. I like 590. But like all the, like Palantir, like just go look at Palantir and be like, yeah, tell me that this is like a bearish thing. And it's not really that bearish again yet. It's just not that bearish. It's holding price really well. Yeah, some volatility kicks in for a moment, but you make a 30-minute higher low. You're seeing if you can cross through and make that new high. You know, hey, shoot it down for a second. Like, notice that we left the gap slightly open. It's like shoot it down for a sec to convince people we're going lower, but don't take this out. And then just boom. Liquidate for a moment. Take stops. Do your thing. We'll see. Very interesting, though. We should theoretically, I guess, be worried about a roll right now into 30 minutes before close, if not a run up, sideways price action to screw everyone over, a run up into 30 minutes before. So we'll see. I'm still looking at SoFi. I really like SoFi. It made a little higher low, so we mentioned that over on Patreon. And then while I was out, I just decided to like gun it for a half a position and then build the rest of the position if we see a flash move to like anywhere below 1290. I would love to try to snag that. Now, I once again, I'm practicing good behavior here, good trader behavior from my standard, right? My rules. My rules don't tell me like YOLO everything into this weekend. my what reasons. There's a big reason to be a little hesitant, you know? Oh, nice. Okay. Able to figure our stuff out here. Let's see how this shapes up. 5 minutes going positive as well, right? Keeping it simple. 5 minutes positive now. What did we see when we dropped? A bunch of little 5-minute divergence like this, and then we saw that confirm and make that new low. So if we can make 5-minute divergence going up here into power hour, and then you roll it and you lose that critical level, that's where you could start that downtrend. That's where you go down into Tuesday. Unless this is just like quick. Yeah, I'm not convinced that this is just up. Not yet. I'm convinced there's opportunities that are worth taking. I'm just not convinced it's going to be like easy. Only one put on gold for over the weekend. I mean, that's a very blatant 30-minute divergence, so I get you. Gold's kind of a monster. Gold's a monster, man, especially if you're trying to do it on GLD chart. Like, we normally do it on GLD chart, but lately it's just like, what the fuck? You're getting a gap every other day. Rough. I'll look at my other charts here. All right, that's where SoFi needs to hold. Let's go deeper into this one. Yeah, see, even SoFi making the new low here. Look for rejection towards 13.15 on the short term. I hope it sells off. Give it to me a little cheaper. A little cheaper. A little bit. Just a little bit. We kind of need that 2-hour bounce for SoFi. It's been going down for a while. IWM's at the critical level already. So that's the thing. Like, if you want IWM, if you're saying the SPY and the Qs need to go lower, if the IWM goes below 195, 196 almost, it's like you're going to retest lows. So that's why I don't see like down, down, down right now. I'd rather see a run from IWM first. I believe IWM had 30-minute divergence, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, big 30-minute divergence on IWM. These things are begging to go up, actually. It's kind of strange. You're begging to go up while holding the downward movement and the downward price action and the downward trend. Kind of crazy. DJT starting to explode. Hey, there you go. There's DJT. Remember this guy? We mentioned this on Patreon as well. We said DJT's doing the thing. DJT's doing the thing. Good job. If you're able to execute on that. DJT trying to show the pathway down on the 5-minute. Confirmations are important for both the 5-minute divergence and the 30-minute divergence. That was a hint to, hey, watch if it confirms. It confirmed. The 5-minute one, it confirmed. And then that's your chance to make the new high. And then you see the 30-minute able to blast off. That is good. There's one of our runners. Our other one's starting to try. It's trying. SoFi's lagging behind a little bit. But my goodness, DJT did it. Let's see what the calls are worth that I was looking at there. Damn it. I told you I should have played multiple, just in case one ran. What are we looking at? June 20th at the 28 level. $156. You want a nice run here. Oh, shit. I didn't see this. There's a devalued 27 for 185. Ooh, 27 might have been better. I didn't see that. Shit. I would have taken that. Damn. If that was, maybe it wasn't when I looked at it. We also mentioned some things about GME. GME, we were mentioning, watch out because it needs a buyer to come in right now. GME needs a buyer to come in right now, or you're at risk of seeing this thing dump off. Should have, Jonty. I didn't do all three. I was going to play all three. I just didn't want to risk too much money. I'm trying to focus on, see if I can catch the SoFi move. IWM showing a pathway to retest lower just slightly. Very interesting stuff. Okay, and now TLT showing pathway down. Remember, TLT, this could be, you could be patient and look for TLT to make that 30-minute divergence down there. Yeah, you could be nice and patient for TLT. That might be a nice setup going into early next week. I don't mind that. Here comes the pop from volatility. I want to see a pop from volatility. I want to see a pop from the VIX for a moment. I want to see it pop. People get nice and bearish again, but we take out all the call stops at the same time. People getting nice and bearish again. Right? We're just looking for the inclination that we can go up next week, especially when considering that the people who have been giving us good or bad news, the guy that everyone trusts said, hey, we might be giving you good news soon. I think 26, 27 is, I think that might be low end for a month. We'll get you a monthly expected move soon, right? Look at, once we get another week of price action, you can see if it's still risky or see if it's still good. And then we can see about monthly expected moves for DJT. We give those out every month. Shh. Bruce. How are the Qs? Qs riding on that weekly expected move right now. Look at this test, by the way, of the daily. That's so cute. Super cute. Now I want to see a roll. I want to see a big-ass roll. I want to roll and either go into this guy or go all the way down, like break out of the zone. Really convince you like, hey, it's going down. And then it just goes bloop. If it's elongated, then we know it's not just a grab of stops and things like that. Come on, give me it. SoFi, for the time being, opening pathway down. 1 rejection so far. We will see if it can work itself out by curling up on the 5-minute and keeping going. That would be great. We're dumping. Great dip buying this morning. People are just dip, buy, buy. Baby, bye. You know what I'm saying. Tesla, weirdly enough, Tesla looks kind of interesting too. Look at this. We didn't do the megaphone thing. That's good. And then also you're setting a higher low. So if you see this high taken out, you got a chance to break out here. Look at the 2-hour. Look where it is. Positive, isn't it? Tesla looks like it wants to run too. Look at this. That's not that bad. That's really not. When it started to scale up, you're worried about the break, right? But the 2-hour right now is just like, we're good. The only thing that's worrisome for Tesla, like names like this that have seen runs, is they're outside of monthly expected moves. That's the worrisome thing going into next week. Like I said, you could see a moment where it just wipes things out. That's kind of scary. That's why this weekend, if you don't want to have a bad week next week, the easiest thing to do is just say like, hey, the market's going to do market things. And I can just chill on it for a bit. I want to see if it gives up the entire move from the day, though, for the SPY 2. By the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day. Like, are people, like, really, like, can this just, like, wipe it out by the end of the day? Right? Just completely, like, or just hammer it and go. But don't make a new low. It's a very interesting market. Like the thing about the market right now and being like a person who talks about the market all the time, it's very stressful. Very stressful. All-time high soon. If you can figure your shit out here, you have a chance to go to all-time highs. I would say, shit. With good enough deals, you have a chance to do it in the next 3 weeks. If you hit all-time highs in this one move, if you're able to hit all-time highs in this move, you just go wham, oop, wham. You just jump up to here. I think you're due for something bad to come back down to this area still and take care of some business. But what do you get from that? Pathway higher. I know that's crazy, but you can get pathway higher because of that. Like, let it show you the way higher, then dump it to come down into what? These places where big buyers came in. Even down here. We can take care of all that if we hit new all-time highs. And then we'll see. I don't know if you want to play with this. I don't know if you want to play with that. I think you'd more so like 550 at the lowest, but yeah, it really depends on what happens over the next all-time highs will be dictated by next week. All right, am I going to get my roll? Whoa, I got my roll. Isn't price action fun? Come on, roll. Keep going. I want you to screw over people today. Screw over the 0 DTE. Even if I'm sorry if you guys are. I'm sorry if you guys are 0 DTE right now, but I'm not. I'm trying to see also if the SPY will get down to like 575.88 again. If I could just long the SPY for like a month here, see if we get that good news to come through, risk to reward that shit. Fill the gap, fill the gap. That's the obvious thing. It's just you're seeing too many turnaround signals for that right now. You'd have to wipe that out next week. I'm just saying, you're getting all these turnaround signals. Even like, look at Amazon. That's a turnaround kind of signal. Now you want it to go down here. You want a retest here. You want that to confirm up. Don't confirm back down, right? Don't confirm back down, but go do this. Bink. That would be awesome. What do you not want if you're a bull? You don't want that. You don't want this low taken out now. You just confirmed a signal. That's the signal that's supposed to take you through here. If you lose that low, that's contradictory. Roll it. Rolling, baby. Keep on rolling, baby. Don't be a meanie heads. Sorry, YouTube. I'm not hating on you. I just know that someone on 0 DTs is about to get screwed here. And the market on Fridays towards the end of the day in power hour is really good at screwing over both people, to be 100% with you. That's the bad part. So here we go. Wipe it out. Wipe it out. Wipe out the calls. Convince people to go in puts. And then get some good news next week. Or make a new low here and open up that pathway for Tuesday. The daily pattern? I think daily scale, yes, Diana, I'd agree with you. 85% update on Monday. Woo! If we close low. If we close low. I know it's crazy to think, but if we close low, I might be going high. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. I gotta see how it shapes up end of day. I'm looking for a 30-minute before close sell-off. That would be awesome. Can't wait for some good weekend news. I'll probably be in a move. I'll at least be in like SoFi or some shit. I'm having fun though. I can't not have fun. Look at this good weekend we're about to have. Come on, you guys know you have a good weekend planned. Can't have a bad weekend. Market closed Monday, yeah. If I say Monday, I mean Tuesday. Trust me, I will know that the market is closed. I will show up and be like, oh, I'm not trading today. But me being me, I'll probably still look at stocks or at least crypto. I'm gonna be watching Twitter like a hawk. Wait, where's Richard? Tony's saying 85% chance up. Tony, what do you got? What do you got going on? You're really good with that direction for the Qs, right? Has your direction been holding to a T? Richard, where are we loading the boat for this Tuesday? God. Where are we loading this dang boat? You're long in the socks? I'm mobile because my computer's messed up. Damn it, Richard. Do I need to get you a laptop? I know a guy. I loaded QQQ puts. Oh, just now? I'd be a little careful. You're in this phase right now where they're gonna really try to burn that, and then if you get burned, by the way, either way that you play this, let's talk about this for a second. Why someone mentioning like not playing is probably the best idea for me, for themselves. I'm going to talk about that because you also have a 3-day weekend, which means options can burn a little bit more over that weekend. And if you're wrong too, they can burn even harder. So, I'm just trying to put out ideas not to ruin any weekends or stuff like that. Ah, damn, we're going to hold it this wick. Look at this. We didn't come below it. We're going to hold it that wick now. Oh, God, now it's going to be 2:30 sell-off. Well, for me, 2:30, 30 minutes before close. Charlie, the funny thing is, someone will. Let's go, Tony. Okay, so you're really paying attention to that. Careful's my middle name. Cut him likes calls. I don't know. I knew that the direction for today should be at least down in the morning. It's vigorously down. I think if we would have opened here, you would have seen different price action. I think if we would have opened here, we would have probably bounced, shown another downside move into the close. But too many people shorting probably. Right, it opened too low. Thank you for the 95% line. Where's Chris? Where's Chris? Bet that I was going to do June. I'm still targeting like June 20th. If I do SPY, I'll probably target end of the month. I don't really want to be... Like, pretty much, this is like, if we choose upward direction or downward direction, whatever we choose from here kind of dictates, like, where are we going for OpEx? Maybe that'll take place next week. Maybe we'll know next week. Chris, did you get something off the 95% line? I figured you were a degen on a Friday that would do it. I thought you might do this. Yeah, plenty of time with options here because it's still a little bit, I would say, for price action and even technicals, it's a little bit like you're seeing some good, but you're hitting price action critical levels. It's kind of like, a little bit of both. Usually I get a message from Chris like, "Hey man, yeah, I took something. No, I had to got up a little late today, missed my chance." Damn. Usually any kind of overreaction, I feel like Chris is buying it. Overreaction up, Chris is selling it. Overreaction down, Chris is buying it. Even just for a couple points. Maybe just for like 20 minutes, huh, Chris? Are you on vacay? Hell yeah, dude. Go have fun. Fuck up. Like, come on, don't mess with that. Go do your thing. Have some fun. Worried about one trap into the last 30 minutes for the wipeout. Maybe we don't wipe out. I mean, this looks like we could, we built. We didn't continue to go down. We held in that wick I was talking about. But what do we see right now? Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good. You need to see good. Let me go check on my SoFi. Okay, so if I go up, reject, and go flash sell. Flash sell. I want it cheaper. Oh, man, have fun on your cruise, my dude. Never been on a cruise. My parents used to leave me at my grandma's whenever they went on a cruise. Bastards. You guys think America and Europe will go to a tariff fight like it was with China? Trump wants his way. That's one thing. Trump definitely wants his way. But you literally just had the more trustworthy guy that people like say, well, you know, I need to watch the talk. I'm going to keep saying that, but you did have that guy come out and he's like, yeah, we have good tariff news over the next 2 weeks. Like, that's what he said. It's almost like he's kind of telling you. He's like, hey, I know. He's like, stocks are down. I mean, hopefully he's not just saying it because stocks are down, but people trust Besant more. We made new high there. So watch it. We might run here. Yep, there you go. See if it keeps going. I'm going to look at volatility again. Oh, SoFi's getting the crack up too. Let's see if SoFi makes a new high. Maybe we don't have to stop here. That'd be nice. Oh, keep going. Don't fuck this wick. That wick's the only thing that's troublesome. These two wicks right there and there. Just blow past it. You already blew past the high. VIX. Let's fix 9A. Let's look a little closer here. Yeah, one more move down. Oh man, are we still gonna see a sell on Tuesday? No way. No freaking way. Like I said, if this is some Vixpiration BS, then you just squeeze from here. That's the only way you know that it is Vixpiration BS. And a BS sell-off for market makers is you just squeeze to 600 from here. Like you just go up all next week. I'm here for it. You know, I understand how these things work, but doesn't mean I can't be like mad at them. Of your dash, it is. Market maker need more exit liquidity. That's what it seems like. This is either a liquidity grab to just go lower to 565, or this is already the liquidity grab down to wipe out people's stops, like longer out options, little wipe out some stops on the way up, on the way down, and then you just rip it. And we have some signals that agree with that. That's the crazy part. You have signals that disagree, you have signals that agree. You've had moments where those good companies didn't run either. Like literally, you've seen all-time highs in the SPY on the backs of like two stocks. Like we saw all-time highs on the backs of Nvidia alone at one point last year. It was like Nvidia and Meta. Nvidia and Meta was literally like the only two that were surging, and it was causing the SPY and the Qs to just rip. So in these times, you're kind of inclined to, I think, towards major tops. It's harder to pick like key individual names that can just make lower highs. But instead, you start to look at the Qs. You start to look at the actual like ETFs. We closed at 514. Okay, he's calling it. Let's look. Yeah, see, once again, look at the wick. Ah, shit. I could draw. Look at the wick here. Holding it. Ah! Did we peak our head above there? Yeah, we peaked our head above. So now we retest and go higher? Potential? Let's see. We didn't make it for the SPY, and I'm inclined to pay attention more to the SPY. I want my rug pull. I want my rug pull in 15 minutes. Give me a rug pull. I have no puts, but give me a rug pull. I have no puts, but if you give me a rug pull, I can read into it a little bit. Calm down, Aladdin. Come on. Come on, blanket. Take a ride on my magical carpet. That's my hands. 568. No. The rug pull is to see if it's serious. The rug pull is to see if it's serious or see if we see the buy come in at the end of the day. The rug pull in 15 minutes will be to see, are we losing critical areas? Critical areas being like this. Worst case, this. This gets lost, fuck that. Even if you bounce on Tuesday, that thing could tear down again. You can make like a quick little divergence or something like that, but I'm not convinced that that has to stop. So what I'm saying you want to see is this to wipe out and then just hold here and come back up. That's what I want to see. We can leave it there. Bam, into, no, I want like straight down into like 45, and then you just bounce up. That's what I want to see. If we do this, I think you still have the chance for down on Tuesday. Especially if you see like this by end of day, just rip and then close like this. You're going to maybe come down here again on, unless futures do it or something, post market. If you're short and you made money today, like, what are you still doing here? It's like fucking, you know, just use the profits and try to make a play. It's like, or just sit back and relax and wait for next week and wait for a pullback or a pop and drop. Greed is good, says the mafia guy. Of course you would say that. Especially with Trump. And they told you there's potential good news coming. Not Trump either. It was Besant. It's Besant, right? I see people type Besset, and I'm like, is it Besset or Besant? Terrible with names. Couldn't tell. Flash move down. Exactly. If you're scaling in at 575, 564, and 550, you're sitting pretty for a bull run, whether we pull back over the next few like week or so or not. But it's just, do we make the move to 600 first and set a trap above 600 to sell off and then take care of the gaps? Because you can use these levels as support, so that's the scary part. And remember the 2 hour? It's still sitting there. It's just sitting right by that line, ready to go, dude. You have a shortened trading week, it just goes wham! And boom, boom. Let me go, what is this? No, it would take longer than that. It'll take longer than that. I don't think you go wham like that. It's probably like, no, that still leads into the same time. I suck at this. Let's go back into today. Let's stop trying to read too far into the future. Let's just see what happens now. Roll it. It keeps flipping back and forth on you. Day traders having a rough time, aren't you? I would. Go fill 565 gap or the 582. You mean like the 583 gap? It's much easier to fill the 583 gap. Much easier to fill the 583 gap, in my opinion. Now, tank it. Tank it for 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Just tank it. Come on. Trump suggested more tariffs. Okay, we're cooked. We're screwed. It's over. Everyone go home. Go enjoy the pool. Go enjoy the pool. We're done. No. Hey, at least we got that DJT rip. That was fun. Oof. Okay, don't tank it. Too many people in positions both ways, so I won't say anything. I'll say go wherever you want to. I'm hedged for this weekend. Yeah, that's actually not bad. I kind of like Tesla's I like Tesla's resiliency. Fuck it, I'll hold. Well, this is where you can wipe it out for a second here. 578. I like this wick. I like this. And I think worst case, you're looking here, 577. But I like this, 578. I think they would wipe out enough by just coming below that for a second, coming into here. So right in here, literally in the bottom of this. I would love that. As long as we don't break this, I'm pretty happy. I'll be a happy camper. Either way, I'll be happy, right? You never want your trading to make you unhappy. That's the whole point. All right, critical level has been lost. Starting to head down, down, down. If you want to blow it up, you can kind of see where those buyers are at. This big wick here. If this is just to wipe stuff out, we should see a bounce from one of those levels. Worst case, you trade down to the daily expected move. Like flash move down, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Oh, I'm ready for this week to be done, man. I don't even know. You have a Discord? No, we have a Patreon, which we just opened up a chat if you guys want to chat in there with some of your ideas. I've been posting some ideas in there. We posted the Palantir, the DJT idea, the SoFi idea. It's to get them to move, Mr. Joshua. The more pressure you put on, the closer to a deal you get. That's how I see it. I've been watching a lot of what's it? Like Hell's Kitchen. That's what I think of. I think of like Hell's Kitchen. He just berates the shit out of you. Oh, did I miss this? I might have missed this. No, we didn't come down into there yet, and I think you got too much going on there. We need more than that. No, you don't. That's what we were looking at. Fuck, man. Bullish or bearish, chap? Into June 20th, I think I'm bullish. We can go down first if we want, but into June 20th, I'm bullish. If I need to scale in again, I will. Bearish. I'm pretty bullish going into June 20th. I mean, the weekly candle sucks ass. We can look at that for a sec. New low. New high and new low. So no one happy. Tapped into the direct top of here, so that can be initial support. Right, so just look at this and go, look at that. Bam, support. Okay, so we'll see. We'll find out. This weekly's turning up, so it's kind of like, oof. But did the daily turn down? No. What about futures? Did we see any kind of cross here? No. Yeah, no. Interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of bullish into the 20th. I don't care if we go down to here first. I think it would be quicker than you would expect. I still want to go lower. Let's see. Yeah, SoFi still rejecting. Is there something I'm missing here for SoFi in this chart? Anything I could be missing? 15-minute able to go positive. Retest. Retest of $13 would be great here. All right, here's our sell-off into that 30 minutes before close. Let's keep going. $578, 74, all the way down. Give up all this. Get these guys out of their stops. Once the stops are done, you're just going to see the 5-minute be able to curl up. You want to think simply here. It's right there. Right? The level for the 15. It's right in here. Right where that mouse is. That's like the best you'll get. If you can get that, like, if you can go up from there, that's probably good. I would like to go down deeper. I would like to go down to here. But I understand that right here can be a good point. We'll find out. This weekend could be cray-cray. We're looking at 15 and 5-minute charts. Fuck that. Let's look at 30 minutes. 30 minutes shows you exactly what you need to see. If you want this 30 minutes to continue to go up, it's got to hold in here. I'm ready to have some fun this weekend. That's why I'm like cussing. I'm like, let's just go have fun. Wipe out the stops and then run it. It sounds fun. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this right now. Let me see. Let's do this. No, you guys like our degen 5-minute shit. I know you do. Nice. Wick's exactly where we want to see him for that 15. Exactly where you wanted to see that wick. We'll see if it can continue. Now you have wicks to pay attention to. You see a small area where the sellers took control right in here. I don't know why my wrist was all funky. This bar right here, just pay attention to it. That's where you could retest, go lower. If you take out wicks. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Memahako, boom, boom. All right, come on. Do it. Do it. Squeeze, baby, squeeze. Squeeze. Let's see if everyone shorts the high. Ah, here we go. It could be right. Like, I'm not saying this is for sure or anything like that, but the way I'm seeing it, it's like the 2 hours by the center line, people are pretty damn bearish again. Literally everyone I've talked to about markets, like personally, anyone that I know that's trading is all looking here. They're all looking right there. And all I want to see is an absolute bam. I want to see a boom. We'll get you guys weekly expected moves for next week. They'll probably be pretty small. I expect like slow grinding. PCC, take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah, that was the first point you could reject. That's unfortunate. You want to blow through that. Hold up the wick. You know, you just don't want to see a lower wick again. Like multiple times here. Well, that question is correct, Tony. Don't we need to fill the gap at 568? Yes. But the question that you should add on to that is, do we have to fill it right now? No. So what am I seeing in front of me? Well, the only thing that's making me scratch my head real hard of why we can't go down there is, why am I seeing divergence here? Why is the 2 hours still available to turn up right here? You know, why are we supposed to get good news over the next few weeks? Those kind of things. This was a sell-off going into the end of the month here. Are we going to continue to sell off in the end of the month? Keep that sell in May and go away going, right? Those are the questions. But the question of filling the gap, I mean, you don't have to fill it now. You can fill it now. I would love for us to fill it now, like next week. I would love for that. But we are seeing inclination of we could go up, which means to me, well, we might not need to fill them right now. We've already tapped into the top of the zone. We've already seen some buyers step in. We haven't seen it make a new low. We'd have to wait for probably Tuesday for that. And for now, we were trying to get this little sell-off, right? And that might be all you get because you came into the key levels, right? For the 5 minute, that would be, at first, the 5 minute was like in here. But the two key levels are right there, 578.67 area, and then 579.60. That's how I see it, right? I'm just a guy who like, reads these things all the time, but that's how I see it. If you see it differently than me, it doesn't mean you're like wrong. I do see SoFi trying to roll here at the moment, rejecting from those sellers. See if it's able to, right? Like I said, I'm down for down, down, down. I'm cool with it. Go for it. What confirms bullish momentum again? 30 minute. Look at your 30 minute. So if you go lower, right? Let's say you do this on Monday, or sorry, Tuesday. I know. Just if I say Monday, it means Tuesday. You want to take this back right now. So if we go lower right now, like going into next week, then what would you say you need to take back to be bullish again? Well, now it's this, right? You just keep moving it down. You want to see the moment where we beat the previous lower high. And then that's why you don't have to risk things over the weekend too. Because if this is going to be bullish and it's going to go ram through here, we're just going to run into a daily expected move and probably pull back and then go, and you can find that retest. And then you'll have a safer outlook on the market from people like, us who are trying to kind of guess down here right now for funsies. Whereas I'm fine with guessing, and I'm fine with everyone right? I'm fine with telling my community here, like, it's fine to read into it the best you can and make a decision and put on some risk. It's fine. As long as you understand the risk that you are taking, right? As long as you understand you have a long weekend and maybe doing some kind of 2-day option is probably not the best. You probably want to give yourself some time. And position size is going to be very important too, because you don't want to mess around and be like, hey, I don't have all the inclinations right now. So, I don't have 5 reasons. So I'm going to bet the most amount that I can. It just doesn't make sense. You're looking for fair value gaps, Josh. We'll talk about it in the course and stuff. We can talk about it on Patreon a little bit sometime. If we do like a private stream sometime, maybe. Fair value gaps. A lot of the time, fair value gaps are just like in the middle of the big buy bars. So like this bar right here, the fair value would potentially be like here and here, right there. And you notice we just have trouble losing that right now. Yeah, or we'll do like a Sunday stream. You guys really like that Sunday stream, so maybe we'll do that sometime. Maybe we'll do it over the long weekend. Who knows? My wife's kind of going to kill me if I work more, though, guys. She's literally going to... She was mad at me today for coming back on the live show, if I'm being 100 with you. She was like, it's Friday. I was like, she's not mad, by the way. She loves you guys. She thinks you guys are great. She pops into the chat and just hangs out and reads for a bit, but... Not in my yoga time. What is it? Namaste. Just like Donald Lumps. Donald Lumps is like, nah, you stay. I'm like, I gotta hop off. No, she's plenty happy though. She's fine with it. She just, she'll do the little pout thing. So now we'll see if you lose that, you start to pay attention to these like wicks down here. You could come all the way down into here. You really could. You can come all the way down into here, but I would rather see us right here, right before this bar. Look at that wick. But that's pretty much a fair value gap, right? So on the 15-minute, when you saw me looking at this, I was looking for those gaps right there. There's one, and I'm looking for another one, and I don't really see another one. So I'm like, that's critical. And then after that, I want to see the big wick before the bullishness, and that would be like this one right here. So that is where we should theoretically hold up if we want to be like bullish into the close. We should hold this price. Like we should not close beneath it. That is where buyers will most likely step in. Fair value gaps are the other thing that we talk about. This is not block resistance. Weirdly enough, you kind of have a fair value gap. You can use it for gaps too, like big gaps like this. Kind of just like taking the close all the way to here. Some people, it kind of depends, but some people would open that up and just say all the way to here. I think this is fine to mark off for now. So you see we're getting through the center of the gap. Apple is in a risky spot, but you never know. If you get news that's directly related to it. Jealous of our time together. That's right, Edgar. She's like, y'all stealing my man. She doesn't like sharing. So what do we need to see now? What do we need to see now? From the 5-minute to really be like, oh yeah, it's still good, which this is still great, right? All right, we made a high. You take out the high. You come back down into that area where those buyers should show up. You hold up in that area. So what should we see here? If this is going to be bullish, what should we see? It's not a trick question. You should see this. And then it becomes risky for Tuesday. If you see people go majorly into calls at the end of the day, it's a little risky for Tuesday, in my opinion. Yeah, so people literally, like day traders, it's called a lot of people would say it this way on YouTube, at least for like day traders. They'll say, we live in the gaps. Have you ever heard that? Has anyone ever heard that? You've heard someone say that? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of day traders, but I've heard like my dad's friends and people that like to do that stuff. They're like, yeah, I just look for halfway through the gap and I just like buy it. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Oh, SoFi failed to make the new low. That's good. Let's look at DJT over here too. Oh, DJT looks good. Let's check on our GME and AMC boys for the end of the day here while this tries to beat this high and get up there. Look at Sox. You were Sox long, right, Tony? Got to take out the previous high. Very good, Jeff. Jeff, sometimes you're quiet, but I know you're paying attention. You speak up at the right times, my dude. You speak up right. So where would be the worrisome spot for the sellers to step in? Right here. Literally right where you're at. Right there. Right? So you're in that battle between bulls and bears. That's why you need the new high. So it would go, risk, take it, right? A day trader might take it, and they'll be watching this really, really heavily and going, do we come back down? If you come back down at all, they're going, I'm out. Or they might just play this and be done. Look at NVIDIA and AMD. They're straight up. Dude, why have I not been looking at? I gotta blow this out a little bit. NVIDIA still looks a little risky to me, but little pathway down. Yeah, you're just gonna see it in that risky area. It's literally going to be what? It's literally going to be like, okay, you're in between buyers. See how we don't close there? And you're going to be in between sellers. And you're just going to be living here. And then you could literally see a gap up or a gap down on Tuesday. So I totally understand like people not wanting to play these things. I totally get it. If you look at the 2 hour, you're right by the center line. You're still positive. So I myself personally, like the bullish setups right now still more, right? With the stance we're in as far as 2-hour charts goes. 30 minutes, you can debate it. 2-hour charts goes, I would really just be going, all right, we're going to try for 140. Like that's what it looks like. And then I would be like, seriously, like, holy crap, this earnings would be either lift off or scary as shit. Just saying. Come on, come on, beat those sell. Oh, we took most of them out. That's good. You get through fair value. Go. You need to go. It's a lottery over the weekend, kind of. I'm gonna go look at the squeezers. Oh, GME new high. Ooh, new high again. I told you it needs a buy to come in at the end of the day. It needs it. It cannot turn down. I told you. I do not want to see it even turn down. Go. Holy shit, that's awesome. AMC, no new low. Wow. Let's go, dude. Lottery stocks might get it right this time. 794th time is the charm. Farting in public is bad. I do that all the time, Mike. I do not care about people's noses. Apple hitting 210. As long as you're not losing this can be divergence, guys, on the 5. Let's see 30. 30 is deep, so I think you'll get a reaction here. You want to see this now. To continue, do you want to be shorting at the lows? Do we short at lows? No, you want to be seeing this, just like the market is right now, and then you want that to roll down. You really like this. The way that this breaks down makes total sense right now. It just keeps going. You broke here, right? We talked about this for like weeks, or like a week. Boom. How many times did I have to go like this? That, break it, react up, down, react up, down. But right when everyone thinks the next down is coming, the game can shift back. Oh, come on, sellers, you D-bags. They don't want calls to print at all towards end of day. God damn. Chance for Apple to hit 210. So yeah, I would say 210. You're likely going to be playing a retest. So you're kind of like buying calls during a downward trend. But I think like there is an argument for it, because if Apple gets good news here and you're getting 5-minute inclination, it should turn up, then 210 would be dramatic. You really just still want to make sure you're not doing this first, and then make sure you're not doing this, right? This is more the call side. That's when you know it's good. So can you just wait? Usually you can just wait. Because if you're going to beat all of these sellers, then you're relying on these to shoot you past that low. And what could end up happening is you see new buyers, and then you just dip down into them. And you could literally just wait and wait for that kind of thing to happen. And then 210 looks a lot more likely. With how it's structured right now, you don't know if this is continuing down or not. Now, you do know that a bounce is likely, right? We haven't come below there. This is a very nice thing for Apple to do, just show you how obvious it can be. And you're living, right? Who are the guys that are living in there? Well, they're right here. You're there. So I think you get a 30-minute bounce here, but I'm not one who... I love Apple. Like, I don't love their products. I don't love... Like, I used to use their products. But I like to trade Apple. I just haven't done it more lately. I need to focus more. I need to focus more, truly. Like, I'm saying that out loud, so I mention it to myself. I need to focus on my individual stock trades more. What are we looking for now? New low, because the sellers did show up, right? They showed up in the brink of it. You wiped most of them out, but you don't close above it, so you just wipe it out. Now you look for what? Well, now just this little sliver right here, or the wick. You don't want to lose this wick again, or else you're going lower. I would rather actually go lower, I think. I'd rather not scream higher and get people to get calls. I think a flash move down would consider the put buying to go up. And then I don't want the market maker to pay them out during a shortened trading week. Risky time. Risky time. 30-minute here is suggesting the SPY can see a 2-hour curl up. It is not dictating whether that curl up would be a complete reversal here. It's just saying that we can get a 2-hour move to the upside like next week. But if next week we open up and we do what? We make a new low, the game changes immediately. So don't ruin your weekend. Have a good weekend. So you are staring at 580. You are staring at 579.50. I'll give it 579.50. And I need to, since we're talking about fair value gaps, I need to study more. Look at my old notes. Flush! Nah, careful. Some good stuff at 580. You're in this battle. You're battling right now. Can you tell by the consolidation? Right? Someone always, when people ask me in the chat, they say, what do you call consolidation? I call it a battle between the bulls and the bears, where you can find out if they're winning by seeing if bears continue to make new lows or seeing if the bulls can go smash through and make a new high. Hold! Hold! Karunakar. Hopefully I got that semi-right. Okay, these are screams, but they're good screams today. These aren't, I'm choking on a veggie stick screams, I can tell. If you guys hear any screams, they're having a good old lady tickle party upstairs. How long have you been messing with charts? I've looked at charts since I was like 22 years old. I'm 33 now. I clamped down and became a serious person in 2020. And I looked at charts back then. I gave you guys my schedule multiple times, but yeah, back then for a full year, I looked at charts for about anywhere from 12 to 18 hours a day. I was like, I'm studying this. I was like, I don't care. I can sit down, live the life I want if I just study this stuff. And that's what I did. Wow, we're the same age. Hell yeah. I'm like, well, I turned 33 this year. I'm lying. I'm 32. I turned 33. During the crash in August, during the absolute fumble after the summer rally, we'll run into my birthday. Thank you for sharing. Knowledge. I don't know why I always think knowledge when someone says that. You better hold up here. Don't make that low. Okay, go make the low. Go make the low and test 78.50. Go make the low. Go do it. Ah, frickin' A. Yeah. You're in a bounce back and forth kind of thing right now. Higher low, even better. Higher low, cross that high. You just dictated this guy. All you got to do is get through there and you're back on the bull. Alright, $30 price target for Pfizer, May 20th, following companies recently, don't talk fast enough. First move is the fake out. I said the same thing at 60. Hey, at least you said it at some point. No new low. No new low. New low. New low. Bueller. Buyers. We gotta hold that wick, buyers. Unless we're getting some crazy like wipeout stops thing, like I was suggesting. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Now we're going down. Hold this right here. I was out with the kids at the park and went shopping. Had to get out of the house. I didn't clock any more buttons. You started to make lower highs on the 5-minute. So you're due for the flush moment. Shit, this stuff's wild. All right. All right. Maybe we gotta go in this 15 again. I gotta see where this thing's at. Still this whole bar, but you know, you like this. You didn't like this. Like I said, we need to see this wipe it. Wipe it. And Monday, if I see this and any kind of inclination of buying Monday, Tuesday, I'll make that decision. But right now we aren't seeing it yet. All right, what's my SoFi at? What's that at? GME still holding. AMC trying to break down. SoFi 5-minute tier. Just seeing if it's breaking down. I don't make decisions based on a 5-minute, but just seeing. Nope, nothing. We're chilling. Uh, 580.37 to head lower as well for retest. Oh, do it. Do it. Hey, I asked for it. Hey, come on, I asked for it. I can't get mad at it now. I asked for it. What next? Here comes my puss. I'm num 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 num, Richard. I'm num 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 num. Right there. We can stay above there. Let's see what it's doing with puts at the end here. 6 minutes. Ah, yes. Grow, Mr. Puts. Grow, Mr. Puts. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Right there. Oh, nothing but a flesh wound. The crazy thing is, when I saw this little lower high right here, I was about to be a degen for a sec. I just couldn't push myself. There it is. There's the tag. See if we break or close below. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. And hopefully you don't just go test like 580 fucking 37 or whatever it is. We do a live feed and like an accent or something. I sound like the guy from Fable, if you guys ever played Fable. That's what I feel like with my British accent. Charlie. Weak ass bears. Well, you're seeing the flash move down. Kind of what I wanted. Now you have VIX above 10%. You just don't want to club. I'm just gonna leave my mouse there. And then ultimately you have to take out the low from like this morning, like just a little to the left of my mouse here. Let's see if we get some good things here. Oh yeah, that's right, Richard. Oh yeah. Kick the chicken, yeah. Oh, there we go. Come on. We got a lot of room. We got a lot of selling to wipe out here. Well, you kind of want this to be a rigged move that you just see a big ass green candle. All with one monitor. Dude, that sucks about your computer, Richard. If you ever hey, there you go. If you ever want to see if you ever want like a laptop, I've got some good suggestion on a good laptop. It's kind of a gaming one, but I've utilized 2 of them since moving. Since I started moving all around and then getting pregnant, moving back. Here we go. So we went down to almost the deepest point. We could have went deeper than that, but for now we're at we're at the second to last deepest point this could have pulled back down into. What computer do I have? The Predator. Predator Helios. It's like I think it's like 1,500 bucks. You can get the old one I think for like 1,300. Works like a charm, especially if you're just like trading on it and stuff. You can game on it. It's nice. I've never utilized like any kind of laptop like this before, so it's nice. Raphael, thank you so much for joining. Little bouncy bounce, little bouncy bounce up. We want to see a ripping. We want to see a big buy come in. I think. There's the level. We know where they're at now. The wicks. Okay. PCC still high as we come down. Got higher. See what volatility is saying. Ugh. Ugh. That's not even that much, man. I'm not very worried about that. That's not even like a pop. I want to see more now. I want to see a big buy come in now. There it was, right there. It went to like the lowest and tiniest level it could have. Well, second lowest. You could have went to the wick, where my mouse was at now. You could have went there too. The costume for the weekend, like the bunny ears video. Oh god, GME, don't be giving it up. I'll go look on my other screen. Don't give it up, GME. Keep going. AMC, breakout, make a new high in the last minute. That'd be sick. You see a new high in the last minute here? Woo, you might trigger algorithms if you get above 337 in the next minute. 337, do it. I'm so pumped. Pay for a PC from CyberPower. It's been a good one, honestly. Only had, yeah. I want to go back to PC Life. Damn, those sellers did come in. God, I told you, opened up like you just have so many sellers to get through right there. No, my puts. Goddamn sellers. Like I said, you're in that battle. This is where people take chances, and then they have a stop now at those wicks. Richard, stop it. Richard, I said I want AMC to go up, and it went down 1 cent. I'm pissed at you. No. You don't want to close below? Okay. Man, we're going to sit right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to sit. Do you see where it's closing? We're going to sit right in the middle of the buyers, right in the middle of today's sellers, and we're going to sit and make everyone lose their minds over a 3-day weekend. GME does a stock offering this weekend. I'm going ham in it again. Thank you. Have a great weekend. See you in your weekend. YouTube. Yeah, I'll try to put out some weekend stuff. We can go through macros and things like that. Oh, Periscope pulls. GME close above 33. I don't know, man. You're literally right in the middle. So I think it depends a lot on how people are feeling after this weekend. If everyone shows up to the market on Tuesday and they're a little drunk, they're a little hungover, and some kind of bad news comes out, ooh, get that hangover sell. If you get the if they come into the market and they're still a little drunk, like a little happy drunk still from the weekend after being on the boat, a little happy drunk, and then and then they get like a barely any good news, they're gonna be like, all right, I'm buying it. Be drunk all weekend long. Hey guys, I hope you do have a great weekend though. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you have a good weekend. All right. Next week will be a lot of fun. Hopefully, now that volatility is where it's at, we can start to pay attention to markets like a little bit less towards price action, actually. It would be very nice if this market breathed a little, and it's breathing right now. The only inclination we have for any kind of reversal right now Once again, let's go over this first just before we head off. How did we say we were going to break down? You are going to lose this low, then you are going to bounce up, then you are going to reject, then you are going to lose this low, you are going to bounce up, and you are going to reject. Let's see how that continues to the downside. Every once in a while, you will get some kind of 2-hour push. So if this signal means anything and we do get a bounce next week, you still want to be paying attention to, hey, what if those sellers step in? Do we see this just, climb up like this, nice and slow, and then set up the 2-hour lower high as well? So we'll go through some of those things over the weekend. We'll look at our weekly expected moves for that. And then we'll be actually paying attention to the fact that this administration said they might have good news for us soon. So we'll have to find out. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Hopefully you guys aren't making decisions that's going to ruin your weekend. Even if you wake up on Tuesday and the market's way down or the market's way up, we want to be making decisions that are in line with how we want our life to be. And I highly, highly encourage paying attention to those decisions, okay? Because at the end of it all, the only thing I'm not going to get back is my own time. And if I make a mistake, there's nothing, sometimes with a big gap up or a big gap down, I can't really do anything about it to really do anything, right? So I want to make sure every decision I make will not ruin my next day, right? That's the main thing about this that we're trying to get across, is paying attention to risk in these times is still good. You're in a part here where the selling could be done. You're in a part here where the selling could continue. And that's the unfortunate fact of what we're experiencing right now. We are getting small inclinations that we could see a 2-hour move up. That is all we know at this point. We are getting some inclination that DJT wanted to go up and that thing went up. That's great. 2-hour, did that confirm? 2-hour confirmed. Not even on the shitty bar, on the good bar. We had inclination that SoFi could try to build back. This guy is not performing as well. So that is at risk of what? Another roll. Right now, you would like to see the pathway open to the downside, and we have not opened up that pathway. So if we see this sell, and it's just right here, and it buys back up, let's see if we can cross through these highs, okay? That's for SoFi. The other one was Palantir. Palantir saw some good things, but is this one as good as DJT right now? No, we are still lower than that point, but we were able to do what? Not show that pathway down. So you could see Palantir actually take out this low, come all the way down into this wick, and as long as it doesn't make a new low, it's a pretty good thing, right? The roll from here said we could go lower, but it stopped. So let's just see how this wants to move over the next few trading sessions, see if we take that out or if we take this out, and we can read into it next week. Hey, thank you guys. Have a great, great freaking weekend. 3-day weekend. Woo! Can we get a woo in the chat? I'm watching the futures. They're still dropping a little bit. Can we get a woo in the chat for a 3-day weekend? Let's have some fun. Go to the pool. Have some nice drinks. I might make a margarita. Who knows? But I hope you guys have a great one. If you want some stock market stuff, maybe I'll put something out tomorrow on the macro side. And if you want something for the weekly expected moves, we'll still put that out Sunday night. Okay, we will still be putting out Sunday afternoon the weekly expected moves for this and kind of trying to read into it for next week. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great, great day. Have a great weekend and see you later. Peace out.